Youngevity, living younger, longer.
Never giving up. A lot of times that Q word enters into people's vocabulary, that quit word. They try to rationalize it. And we say a lot of times, whatever you do, be here 1 year from now. Now I know that in your business there's been very fruitful times and there's been fruitless times. There's been a lot of obstacles that have come at you. You've had every reason on the planet to create an excuse and to quit. But would you share with everybody in the room today how important perseverance is and why it's so important to never, ever, ever quit?
That's a great question, Mike. And the word quit, and I told someone this before, it's a word called quiet and a word called quit. And I struggle with spelling those words because quit is not in the vocabulary. And the one thing about it, if you ever quit, if you have children or anybody that's looking at you for any reason, they'll see you quit, then they'll think it's okay for them to quit. So the one thing you have to understand is we all are leaders in some aspect. So when you're a leader, you must lead from the front and show people that no matter what happens in your life, you always have to keep going, especially when you know your why. And when you put your why in front of everything that you know, and you must also understand you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel and not in the middle of the tunnel. So when you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you'll know you have to keep going to get to where you're going. You never have to give up and never quit.
By the way, Dr. Lewis, I remember once when Mr. Banks, he didn't feign like he hurt his leg to get out of the basketball game. He actually ruptured his Achilles tendon. And, it was at the very next meeting. He was on crutches, but he was at the very next meeting. And I think that because of glucogel, I think that came back stronger than ever. You might want to break the other one just so it catch up. Never quit. Okay. Kale. A little bird told me that a sign of a good leader is somebody that doesn't have to be told to lead. When they notice a leadership vacuum, they just take the lead. There's a phrase we use around here called "do it first, leader," or stepping up to the plate. And we all know, or at least some of us know, and everyone's going to know now, that you have taken the reins and stepped up to the plate. When there's a leadership vacuum, you filled it right away. Why is it important if you want to build a dynasty here at Youngevity? Why is it important to throw the excuses aside, and when your leader needs leadership, you step up, you take the ball, and you run with it?
Well, the thought on that is that if you wait for someone to lead you, you're always going to be waiting. Mm-hmm. And the key is and go forward. And if you want to do it, you have to determine at whatever obstacle, whatever comes in your way, that you're going to do it. And you have to stand there first and say, okay, I can do this, not because I have the skill level, not because I have the knowledge, but I can do it because I'm going to step forward to do it. And it just takes a matter of saying, I can, and not I can't.
Wow. Awesome. If there's anything you want to share, maybe now would be a good time to maybe make a commitment, not just in front of us on stage, but the hundreds of people in the room, as to what your commitments are, growth-wise, rank-wise, income-wise, whatever wise you want it to be, between now and Leadership Summit, because we know you're going to be there in Las Vegas.
Well, my goal, as I spoke a couple of months ago, was I'm going to be a millionaire through Youngevity, by December 31st. And I actually just made a handshake this morning that I'm going to beat someone else to their next rank by the end of July. Mr. Mike Blaismore.
Yeah, look at him. He's going, uh-oh. That's awesome. Loris Harris. Youngevity, and it was really, I hate to say this, it was kind of a male-dominated company, or at least it appeared to be a male-dominated company. And you and some other young ladies kind of took the reins and said, you know what, there's more power in the than there, what was that, snips and snails and puppy dog tails and things like that? Is it true that if you really want to build an organization, not only should you include women, but there's this thing we call chick power that can take you from one level, 10 levels. What do you think the difference is between men and women when it comes to building a business and getting to the bottom line?
Well, I think we're all leaders. Men and women lead. Women need to know that it's not just a male-dominated business. This is for everybody, even for kids. We've got kids doing this too. But women tend to stick together, right, ladies, as sisters. And if we can encourage each other in this business and not compete with each other, we're going to go so far. And that's something huge to keep in mind. Let's stick together, work together, and then it's going to become a female-dominated business.
Gentlemen, guys, I want you to notice something. Michael and I we're kind of lonely up here. You know, we brought some champion leaders and rising stars up on stage, and if I count them right, 1, 2, 3, well, it's 4-1. Laura, I think it's already becoming a big coming up in September, too, down in Atlanta.
Yes, September 4th and 5th. Michelle just added the second day, Saturday, so you guys got to get down there. Friday and Saturday, September in Atlanta. Look on Facebook, social media. Michelle's keeping us updated. It's going to be awesome. First all-female event.
Now, I know that but you're having it at a really second-rate cheesy
Oh yeah,
hotel.
the Ritz just really is a horrible hotel. No, it's a 5-star hotel in Atlanta. Absolutely gorgeous.
You know what, rumor has it, guys, they won't even let you in, so don't bother.
And you cannot cross-dress, Tom.
Well, I still can. Oh, man. Nolene. Is that pronounced correct, Nolene? Nolene. Oh, goodness. It's like a little Noel in the first part of that. Fantastic. I got to learn so much. No wonder it's a women-dominated business. Andre, you really need to help us out here. Okay. You know, there's two sides to our Youngevity company and two sides to everyone's Youngevity business. A lot of business builders think that they really just need to focus on the business, focus on the comp plan, focus on generating wealth. So few people really balance both sides of the business and become a true product of the product. We say it a lot. You guys have all heard be a product of the product. What does it really mean to be a product of the product, and why is that so important?
Great question. That is very important, to be a product of the product. When I started taking the product. I didn't jump into it right away with the $4.99. I started with $10, the $10 pack, and I ordered mine, and I started to take it for years. I have 2 challenges going right now. So I'm not only taking the 1 challenge, I'm taking 2. So the first one was for my health, to get better. I've been suffering with a frozen shoulder for the past year. And I'm also diabetic, you wouldn't know it, right? My dad, my entire family has diabetes, and it's like a curse. People die, amputated, that type of thing. And I've been praying for something to come up, because I've been saying, you know, God, there must be something. You know, I can't have this thing in my body. There must be something that I need to do to get rid of it. And thank God for a very good friend of mine, Miss Maxandra, that introduced me to this. So I started to take the product, mind you, paying for 1 year. and therapy. And actually, I have a prescription in my bag right now to go back to therapy. And when I started to take the product, 1 week and a half, 1 week and a half, from, I started on June 8th, I was able to lift my hands. I was not able to put my hands. I could not unzip my dress or remove my shirt. I had to call my daughter most of the time to help me remove my clothes. And 1 week and a half, I was able to lift my hands. In church, everybody, the bishop would say hallelujah and raise your hand. This is me, one hand. Right, one hand. I could not lift both hands. And now, I can lift. So, to answer your question, it is vitally important that you actually be a product of the product. Because how can you involve someone? How can you tell someone that to take something or to do something to better themselves, and you don't have the passion because you don't have the experience? You really need to have the experience. You need to be passionate about what you're doing. And literally, I stop everybody on the street. I mean, I don't care who you are. I have never met you before. It does not matter. Right? I see people coming out of job and GNC, and I'm there with my card. Can I show you something that is much better than what you're doing right now? I don't know a thing. I just started. All I know is that I'm going to send you an email about Dr. Waller or a text message to tell you to look at this. This is awesome. This is what it has done for me. I could not move my hand. Testimony. Yes. Do you have a testimony today? Okay? That is the best. You're not selling anything. That's right. So if you're not taking the product, you do not have a testimony. So you need to have a testimony. And my testimony by the end of this year is that I will not be taking metformin. It's important, vitally important.
Fantastic. I think what you just shared with everyone is that belief can become no repellent. I mean, is there anybody that can shake your belief in this product? No. Is there anyone that can shake your belief in this company or the message?
Never. I mean, Youngevity, I did not hear about. As a matter of fact, about 2 weeks prior to my upline Tabitha telling me about it, I saw Dr. Wallach on TBN with Benny Hinn. And I actually taped it on my DVR to go back and look at it because I was getting ready for work. And it was a week, 2 weeks, and I did not look at it. And she called me and she said, Noni, I know this thing. You gotta look at it. Did you hear this guy jump to Joel Wallach? I'm like, Joel Wallach? That rings a bell. And I had the thing taped on there for like 2 weeks and I did not look at it. And I went back and looked at it and I said, look at that. The power was right there in my living room and I did not take advantage of it.
That's fantastic. Go ahead and pass that over to Anna. Anna, you knew I was coming.
No, give me an easy one after all.
Sorry, somebody's got to be the anchor. If you're like me, you're the anchor taking everybody down. But you're holding the team together. You know, as a leader, now you came to Youngevity with Heritage Makers, correct?
Right.
And sometimes change can be disruptive to your team, to your business family. And I know that any change, positive or negative, when things happen quickly, people get scared, they get shaken, and sometimes you have to start from scratch, or at least it feels like that. Now, I know that it's been almost, not quite, almost a year since Heritage Makers and Youngevity started to come together. And a few folks really stepped up, talking about stepping up, have stepped up to the plate and said, this is a great opportunity. It's still the people business. Tell everybody that you can. Now, I know you had a team, and I know that team was shaken a little bit, but you're one of our most recent vice chairman marketing directors, what does it take between the temples to get over that little bit of disruptive change and go out there, hit the ground running, and build a vice chairman organization?
You know, I think if you are going to be a leader in anything, that you have to accept change and that you have to be able to adapt. You know, nothing stays the same in our lives, right? We can't expect that, especially with the fast-paced world right now that we're in. So I think you have to be able to show your team calm, and you roll with the punches. You just are able to adapt to whatever's thrown at you and teach them to be okay. We can't stay stagnant and do what we're doing the same every single day. We won't grow. So I think the change really helps you grow and open your eyes to new opportunities and to really, you know, be able to lead them through a new path. And they follow you because you're not scattered and freaking out and all over the place. And, you know, I think that's what they want. They want something to hold on to go, okay, she can do this. We can do it too. We'll band together. We have a sisterhood, and, you know, not that the men can't do it. You guys can have a brotherhood. But I just think the key is being adaptable and being flexible and being able to look at things and not freak out about it and, you know, break it apart and go, okay, we can do this. We can totally do this.
What do you like the most about the 90 for Life message, and what were you able to grab onto with Dr. Waller's message, changing from digital scrapbooking and memory making into such a different world? What is it that attracted you the most?
So I hit a double whammy because I was with Creative Memories, and we went out of business in July of last year. So I came into Heritage Makers in October and didn't even know what Youngevity was. So I had to change to a new company in Heritage Makers, and then 2 months later, you know, God bless Keith Halls and Lisa Nelson for keeping us calm because they were like, we'll figure it out. And they came to an event that we had in January, and I honestly was really scared because I'm thinking, how am I going to take scrapbooking and suddenly turn people into nutrition, you know, enthusiasts? And my team was staring at me, and I thought, okay, this is it. You know, I have to show them that this is going to work. And when they started talking, I mean, we were sold on it. We just thought, we're teaching people how to celebrate their lives in photo books, and we're teaching them to enjoy themselves, and half of us were so overweight that we couldn't enjoy ourselves. So I'm like, I'm trying to do the Healthy Body Challenge wherever Sanjeev is. I was one of the first people that emailed, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm going to try. And down 13 pounds, which I know isn't huge, but and the girl called and said, you know, we want to be able to take our families on trips and take pictures and celebrate our lives, and if we're not healthy, we can't do what we love. So yes, our passion is the storybooking and the photos, but without the 90 for Life and without the health, you can't enjoy anything.
Fantastic. So, I hope you guys took notes, because we heard the same story over and over and over and over again from different angles up here. And that is, the real leadership battle is taking place here. The battle on the outside has to be won here first. And then nothing can stop you. Because I guarantee you, if some of these circumstances that our leaders up here have dealt with in their careers here at Youngevity, some of you would have quit. So if you really need an excuse to quit, just make one up, because any excuse will do. But if you need a reason to keep going, take heed of what you've heard from these leaders today, and give them a nice big round of applause.